Have you ever had a conversation only to find yourself replaying it over and over in your head long after it's over? You keep wondering, did I say the right thing? Or what did they really mean by that? It's like your brain won't let go of that moment, analyzing every word, tone, and gesture. If you're someone who does this, you're not alone. And today, we're diving into the psychology of why some people can't stop replaying conversations in their heads. Here's the truth. These constant mental reruns are more than just anxiety or overthinking. They reveal something deeper about how we process our interactions with others. Let's break it down. 1. The need for validation. Have you ever walked away from a conversation thinking, did they like me? Or was I too harsh? For some people, replaying a conversation is their way of seeking reassurance, especially if they didn't feel fully validated in that moment. This constant replaying happens because your brain is searching for confirmation that you are understood, accepted, or approved. In psychology, this is linked to social validation theory, which explains our deep need for approval and acceptance from others. When we don't get that immediate feedback, our minds start questioning everything. Was I good enough? Did they think I was smart, funny, or even worth talking to? This loop is the brain's way of trying to fix the uncertainty and find the validation it craves. 2. Anxiety and overthinking. For some, the replay is rooted in anxiety. If you're prone to overthinking, your mind replays conversations to try to control them. You're constantly thinking, what could I have said better? What if I offended them? This is a cognitive pattern known as rumination, where your mind focuses on negative thoughts and feelings that you can't seem to shake off. What makes this worse is that your brain doesn't know the difference between a past event and an imagined future outcome. So, while you're replaying the conversation, your mind is preparing for all the potential what ifs, the things you should have done differently, or the negative consequences that might happen. The more you replay, the more your brain gets stuck in a loop, and it feels almost impossible to stop. 3. Self-doubt and perfectionism. People who replay conversations often struggle with self-doubt. They feel like they have to get everything perfect, which includes every interaction. This is where perfectionism plays a big role. The fear of making a mistake, looking foolish, or saying the wrong thing can lead to this constant mental replay. In psychology, this is known as fear of negative evaluation, a common trait in people with high perfectionistic tendencies. These individuals are deeply concerned about how others perceive them, and as a result, they replay conversations to ensure they didn't say or do anything that could be judged negatively. It's exhausting, but it's driven by a desire to control how others see them. 4. Emotional regulation. For others, replaying conversations is a way of processing emotions. Conversations are emotional experiences, whether it's excitement, disappointment, anger, or joy. Replaying these moments allows your brain to process and regulate these emotions. It's like trying to make sense of what happened, why you felt a certain way, and what those feelings mean. This process is related to emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and manage emotions. People who replay conversations often have a heightened sense of emotional awareness, and by reviewing the conversation in their heads, they're trying to better understand their own emotional responses and the impact of their words. 5. Lack of closure. Sometimes, replaying conversations happens because there's simply no closure. You've left something unsaid or unresolved, and your mind can't move on. This is especially true when there's lingering tension or ambiguity in a conversation. You're not sure where you stand with the person, and so your brain replays the conversation to try to find some kind of conclusion or answer. Psychologically, this is related to the need for closure theory, which explains how some people feel uncomfortable with ambiguity and seek to resolve open-ended situations. Until that conversation feels complete, your mind will keep returning to it, looking for a way to tie up the loose ends. The takeaway. So, what's the real reason some people replay conversations in their heads? It's not just overthinking or anxiety. It's the brain's way of seeking validation, processing emotions, and trying to make sense of interactions. It's rooted in our need for control, approval, and closure. If you find yourself replaying conversations, try this. Pause, breathe, and give yourself permission to let go. Most of the time, those conversations are already over, and the chances of anyone else thinking about them as much as you are pretty slim. Focus on the present moment and remember, not everything needs to be perfect. If this resonated with you, make sure to subscribe for more psychology breakdowns. And if you want to dive deeper into the psychology behind human behavior and habits, check out our next video. See you in the next one.